on my mind. I just want to kind of talk about it a little bit. So I do a lot of listening. Peace, family. I'm over here on Facebook. Sorry, y'all. I know it's kind of late, but I kind of want to jump in and talk to y'all just a little bit about just some of the things that's happening as it pertains to California. Now, this may be the same in other parts of the world. So let me be clear. It really may be the same, but I'm here in California, and I don't know how it is in other parts of the United States, but California was known as one of those places that you came around a lot of freedom. Most people moved here from other places. There was more opportunity, there was more jobs, better schools. It was a lot of those kind of things going on. And now here in California, it looks very different because right now we're dealing with a lot of economical problems. And I'm not sure when Black leaders are saying that they're leading Black people, and I speak for Black people, and Black people, uh, 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 you know, uh, we kind of speak up when there's like police brutality or we hate the president because somebody told us to because he's no different than any other president we have on some instances. And in a lot of instances, he's very different because he's delivering a mandate that people voted for him for. So since 2020, California has really been dealing with a lot of businesses, established businesses closing. So we're going to talk a little bit about that tonight and what does that mean for Black people? It may not mean nothing because people think most of us is on welfare and then most of us live in affordable housing. So it may not mean anything, to be honest with you. Like, for instance, what really sparked my attention, there is a woman that I listen to. She's a white lady. She's an economist. And she does these videos where she kind of tells you about businesses that are closing that I probably would have never heard of if I hadn't listened to her podcast. So, for instance, she talks about major corporations depart and close in California. Basically, their headquarters are getting out of California and they're reducing their economical footprint drastically. So when rich people start leaving, that changes resources, family, and it changes the money for the state because they pay the most taxes. And see, people don't talk to y'all like that. They think everything with Black folks is sensationalism. Oh, the cop shot somebody, or the YT people is being racist again, or we need affordable housing, or we need jobs or whatever. And we never talk about home ownership. We never talk about businesses that people can open up or entrepreneurship. There's just some things that sometimes is not associated with Black folks because we think that's for other groups. But check this out, because what really got me, I learned that a lot of major corporations are leaving. Like, we know that Tesla moved to Texas in 2001. Oracle moved to Texas 2020. Hewlett Packard moved to Texas 2020. Another big technology plant moved to Colorado. Les Schwab's corporation moved to Texas. Manufacturing, Blue Diamond Growers announced that they're closing the Sacramento, which is where I live, plant in 2026, which will impact 600 jobs. Leopro Foods is closing. Another dairy plant is moving to Texas. I feel like, wow, if we have a governor that wants to sit up there and fight the president, but don't want to talk about the economical shortfall that's happening, that's getting ready to, it's already impacted California, but it's getting ready to blow up. Retail and goods, Amazon announcing that it's closing 23 California fresh and go grocery stores in 2026. Another clothing chain is announcing that it's closing its location. It's already closed because it said it's closing in 2026. Beverages, this one was big for me. Food and beverage, Anheuser-Busch is closing. Busch Brewery in Fairfield. Pete's Coffee is closing. Multiple Southern California locations in early 2006. So, y'all, these are all jobs that are leaving California. These are all jobs. They talked about small business chains are being hit hard in areas like San Francisco, where 50% of the small businesses remain closed since the summer of 2021. See, we're not talking about this. People have you distracted with Minnesota, which we should be looking at that because all of that fraud need to be looked at. But I also feel like people are being very distracted, but not being, if you want to protest something, protest all these businesses leaving and how that's going to impact everyday American citizens. But y'all don't want to fight for that because you're trying to replace those citizens. Retail stores, early panic closure hit retail very hard. Personal care, salons, gym, hardest hit. Major change at Pier 1, Macy's, Yoga Works closed numerous locations in California. Movie theaters closures, drive-in cinemas, Southern California locations in 2026. So these are businesses that are leaving. And for the life of me, I don't, and I think this is why I've kind of tuned out of some, not all, because I listen to a lot of really good bloggers, but some Black so-called leaders, because I don't know who made them leaders, when they're not addressing how economic stuff like that impacts Black folks who are working and being viable in their community. I don't understand how we're not talking about this. And then they're just saying geographically in California and Los Angeles experiencing the highest number of small business lost in the state with 7,500 small businesses permanently closed since early 2001. That meant those businesses never came back. San Francisco Bay Area, March 2020 to February 2023 saw 29,456 businesses closed, primarily in the financial district and in Chinatown. I know it was late, y'all, but I just feel like I gotta have this conversation. In the East Bay, over 11,860 businesses located in the East Bay disconnected operations between March 20th and July 2021. So this takes us some years back, but when those job leaves, how does that impact California? And do people get to stay here when there's no work? And so I just feel like when I hear so-called Black leaders complain about the president, I want to know, what are you going to do about these lost jobs? And how does this impact families? Or is it that we just make our money off of poverty and we don't want American citizens to be viable? And I feel like we need to really address this. Now, I only can speak for California because this is where I live, but I feel like we all need to be looking at that. So the distraction is going in the wrong way. Like that protesting, that's how you know that's shady business, because you're fighting for immigrants, but all our businesses are leaving. And that really affects the American way of life. Now, people will say some of this stuff was due to COVID. Yeah, but they never reopened. They never reopened. And we have 4 years of the Democrats, and they didn't try to help those businesses get back open. But they have all kind of money for illegal immigrants. Just something to think about. So I looked at this, and then it was something that I found, and I'm gonna try to find it, where they talked about the oil refineries. Now, I don't know a lot of Black folks who work in the oil refinery business. I don't, but I know that some of them or are leaving California. And what does that mean? Let me see if I can find the correct ones that are leaving that I learned of. Um, Let me see. And what does that mean? And now here's my thing. I don't know how many Black people work in oil refineries. I don't. But I feel like, wow, this is crazy. So here we go. I try to show y'all what I'm looking at so you can kind of see what I'm looking at as I'm talking to y'all. But I feel like when I hear Black leaders talk about the president, but then can tell the Black people that they claim they're leading, what's the plan for these lost jobs in industries that are leaving California? Like, why don't y'all have any solutions for that? Why do you just jump on the bandwagon about the president who you didn't vote for and all that other bullshit? So Phillips 66 in Carson ceased production of traditional fuel in October 2025, and with plans to convert the facility. Valero in Benicia announced that it will close its operation in April 2026 with plans to import refined products into Northern California instead. This is the stuff that's going to impact who we are. So I don't even think we're really looking at that. I was trying to find the one about Chevron because Chevron said that they're leaving. And so when you see stuff like that, um, this is where we need to be very concerned, because this is the thing that our governor, he not discussing that. And isn't that y'all think is that think that just not, I mean, black people, of course, right? But I'm also talking about all people as well. Do you think we too stupid to understand what that could possibly mean for the rest of us? Or we just don't really care about that? But is it just not important? That's the Chevron. I'm gonna pull this up because I got to show this to you. So Chevron in particular, this what really got me. Chevron in particular, it's been headquartered in California for about 140 years. They already started. Basically, I think their corporate headquarters was in Texas in 2024. They started moving their stuff there. Now they just gonna go there. The corporate office is gone from here. It's gone in California. The physical fuel production infrastructure currently remains in California as of 2026, but they're basically, I guess, the head of their corporation basically tried to give the governor a warning, and this fool got arrogant. Even though they've been in business with us for 140 years. I'm saying us as in California. And I feel like we got to start asking leaders real tangible stuff, not fluff stuff. Don't be so distracted by Donald Trump and what's going on there. I'm not distracted with rich people problems. So I don't care about the Obamas. I don't care about Kamala. I don't care about none of them rich people. I don't care about celebrities. I don't care. They don't live in my world. So somebody calling them a monkey or what, I don't give a damn. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't care. Don't distract me. Give me facts. Give me facts. I think one of the things I really struggle with is I look at people like, say, for instance, the state of Israel. No matter who's the president, they have to have a plan for them. They don't get ignored. They have to have a plan for them. And I just feel like as a people, we got